Well, hello everybody. How's everybody doing? SS in the house. It's Christmas Eve. It's Friday night. Here in the low country, it is Frish Fry night. So I just got done eating my fried fish because that is tradition here in the low country. Welcome, everybody. Tonight is a special night, not only because it is Christmas Eve, but because, we are going to highlight what our faves did this year. And boy, let me tell you something. They did a lot this year. I mean, I'm tired already. I'm tired already. All right, I see that we have the usual suspects in the house. Again, I want to welcome everybody. Welcome to Late Night Success Talk with Special K Thoughts. Welcome, SS family. Let me know who you be, where you are from, where you're at, what country, what state or city. We are an international squad. Near, far, and wide on all sides of the globe. It's Christmas Eve, Friday night. Like I said earlier, I just got done eating my fried fish. And my God, it was good. All right, we're going to give people maybe one more minute to come join our live podcast. Because I know it's Christmas Eve and some of you have little ones that you need to put to bed. Because Santa Claus is coming to town, isn't it? Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. I see Los Angeles, California is in the house. Yes. Baron, how you doing? I was listening to your podcast last week. Cookies and cream, how are you doing, Mr. Loris? Merry Christmas, Mr. Loris. Miss Lydia, Merry Christmas. Catherine, Merry Christmas. Carol, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Fancy, how are you doing? Church Nelly, of course, is in the house. How you doing, Beverly? Joan Commonwealthier in the house. Let me know where you're from. Before we get started, we're going to do introductories. I love to know where my audience is from. I mean, the majority of my audience is American, but it's lovely when I see a UK squatty in the house or when I see somebody from Australia in the house. Anastasia, welcome. Luis, welcome. Dee Dee, welcome. Kay Castillo, welcome. How are you doing? Merry Christmas, everybody. This live podcast is going to be a special live podcast because, we're going to go back down memory lane. Yes, we're going to go back down memory lane. How are you doing, Connie? And there's a lot to go back down because, our faves, they did a lot this year. They accomplished a lot this year. They did a lot of good this year, right? I mean, a lot. So we're going to go back down memory lane. How are you doing, Missy Lane Parker? And please believe me when I say, when we go back down memory lane, it's going to make us feel good. It's going to make the SS feel good because we're going to remember all the good that the Duke and Duchess have done. And it's a lot. It's a lot of good that they have done. All right, we're still checking in. I got South Florida in the house. Florida is a beautiful state. I don't know about your governor, but Florida is a beautiful state. Brooklyn is in the house. Welcome, Brooklyn. Queen Bee, welcome. Ohio in the house, of course. Tampa, Florida in the house. Of course, Maryland is in the house. Of course, Harlem is in the house. How you doing, Valerie? San Antonio, Texas is in the house. Georgia, of course, Georgia has got to be in the house. My neighbor has to be in the house. Jersey is in the house. New Jersey is in the house. Washington is in the house. Chicago, Chi-Town is in the house. Cali, Miss Pamela Brown Jenkins is in the house. She is from Cali. Louisville, Kentucky. Welcome, Donna Black. Hampton, Virginia, VA. I have a really, really good friend that graduated from college in Hampton. And she is wild. See, Florida is back in the house. The Bronx is in the house. Fort Lauderdale. All right. Philadelphia. Nice to see you, Philadelphia. Salt Lake City. I've been to Salt Lake City, and I actually liked it. Uh-oh, Switzerland. Is Switzerland in the house? Hello, Jamaica. Jamaica is in the house. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Sylvia. I love you too, Baron. World of Sussex. New York. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started because we have a lot to go through, and I do not want to drag this out because I know it's Christmas Eve and people have things to do. Little kids need to get into bed because Santa Claus is coming to town. Wisconsin is in the house. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on Success Talk with Special K Thoughts. All right, San Francisco is, I'm sorry. That's somebody's name. Okay, somebody's from Alabama. All right, hey. I had some really good fried fish in Alabama. I want to say it was Mobile. Okay, okay, Kathy is from Mobile. See, there you go. Spoke it into existence. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And of course, the first thing that we are going to talk about is what Harry and Meghan dropped on us yesterday, which was that beautiful holiday card. So let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. If we can talk about that real quick. I mean, woo. You know, what a beautiful holiday card that Harry and Meghan released yesterday, right? I mean, wasn't that a beautiful card? Okay, of course, the card features a picture of Meghan and Harry and little Archie, and it was the debut of baby Lily. Okay, this holiday picture, I mean, my God, it was just simply beautiful, right? And it was nothing but joy, right? A capital Joy. Okay, when you look at this card, Everybody has jeans on, Archie, Harry, and even baby Lily. They have no socks on, they have no shoes on. Harry and Meghan, I mean, seriously, they look absolutely happy. I mean, you could see it in their faces, you could see it in their smiles. And baby Lily, she is just absolutely adorable. She is smiling. And of course, Archie, he is so cute. Okay, it appears to me, SS, talk to me. Okay, talk to me for a minute. It appears to me that Archie has auburn color hair, right? And possibly some freckles. I thought I saw some freckles. Maybe I'm just imagining things. I don't know. But Archie is big, right? He's big. You could tell he's probably going to be tall. And did you notice in the holiday card that all eyes were on Lily? I mean, all eyes, all attention was on baby Lily. Okay. On the holiday card, it stated that this year, 2021, we welcomed our daughter, Lilibet, to the world. Archie made us a mama and papa, and Lily made us a family. As we look forward to 2022, we have made donations on your behalf to several organizations that honor and protect families, from those being relocated from Afghanistan to American families in need of paid parental leave. Wow. I mean, is it me? I just kind of had a feeling that they were sending a message to the SS, right? That they were sending a message to the Success Squad, right? Did you guys kind of feel that way? I mean, they say, as we look forward to 2022, we have made donations on your behalf to several organizations that honor and protect families. Okay. Now, this card lists a number of charitable causes and organizations supported by Harry and Meghan's Archwell Foundation. Okay. And I mean, there were some pretty awesome charities that they donated to on our behalf. Okay, I think it's Team Rubicon, which is an international disaster response nonprofit organization that unites the skills and experiences of military veterans with first responders to rapidly provide relief to communities in need. They have deployed thousands of volunteers across the United States and the world. All right. This organization also serves families coming to the United States following the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. Right. Another organization that they donated to was Welcome US. Another organization, Human First Coalition. Another organization, Humanity Crew, which is an international aid organization specializing in first response mental health interventions to refugees and people in crisis. Now that's awesome. I mean, all these organizations are awesome, but I never heard of Humanity Crew. So I looked them up and they do a lot of great things. Okay. Paid Leave for All. That's another organization that Harry and Meghan donated to on our behalf. Okay. Marshall Plan for Moms. Let's talk about that a little bit, Success Squad. I looked this up and I'm kind of ashamed to say that I had no idea, about this organization. Okay. Marshall Plan for Moms. It calls for the care infrastructure, supportive workspaces, paid leave policies, rebuilding of child care industry. Gender and race paid equities will begin to address the systematic racism and gender equality that has forced women out of the workforce. Okay. Now, this is a bill. Not only is it an organization, but it's a bill. It's a legislative bill that I'm sorry, I'm talking a little fast here, but it's actually a bill that around March of this year, U.S. senators like Amy Klobuchar and Tammy Duckworth and Sherrod Brown, they actually introduced this resolution in the United States Congress. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. All right, how many in the SS squad were aware of the Marshall Plan for moms? How many in the SS squad were aware of the Marshall Plan for moms? Because I'm kind of ashamed to say, but Special K thoughts wasn't. I'm a little, like I said, ashamed to say that I wasn't aware of it. But how many in the SS squad were aware of that plan? Let's see. Looks like you guys are still talking to each other. Yes. Merry Christmas to everybody. Okay, I see some people in the chat are saying that they never heard of it. Yeah, I had never heard of it. But I looked it up, and those of you who haven't heard of the Marshall Plan for moms, look it up, because it's an awesome plan, and it's an awesome organization. It's actually an organization. And what this plan is calling for, okay, me too, Dee Dee. I had no idea about this plan, but what the Marshall Plan for moms is calling for, it's calling for a robust paid leave plan, which is essential to securing the physical health and financial health of families, including emergency paid leave policies that would create a path towards permanent paid leave solutions. Wow. Okay. Funding to rebuild and stabilize the child care industry. That is huge for single mothers. Not only single mothers, but it's also huge for married couples. Okay. In a lot of American households, if mom and dad are in the home, mom and dad more than likely both work. Okay. So funding to rebuild. Let me get my phone back up here. Funding to rebuild and stabilize the child care industry, which is essential to economic recovery and bolstering women in the labor force. That is huge. All right. Another one that this Marshall Plan for moms is calling for is major investments in our education systems, which must be made in order to safely is the key word, reopen schools and campuses, providing funding support to protect the safety and health of educators, which is important. Support staff, students, and families. All right. That's huge. How many of our teachers and supported staff in schools have been affected with COVID-19? Okay. Another thing that they're calling for is recurring child benefits and expanded and improved child tax credit and earned income tax credit to help reduce child poverty and provide economic security for families. Now, that is huge. That is so huge, right? That extra little bit of help of money helps, when you have children. It really, really does. Those of us who have children that are minors, we have been getting the child tax credit money put in our accounts monthly, I think for the past 3 or 4 months. And I'm telling you, it helps. It really, really helps. Yes, Adrian Barrows. How you doing? Merry Christmas, Adrian. It's very, very much needed. It really is. It's a very much needed cause. I'm going to highlight that. Let's see. What else is this call for? Access to mental health support for mothers. That is huge. Access for mental health support for mothers. There are a lot of mothers that need mental health support. It's not easy raising kids. All right. Those of us who have kids, or those of us who may be raising our nieces and nephews, or, or somebody else's child, or just whatever the case may be. If you're raising a child, it's not easy. Okay. And especially if you're a single mom. Okay. There's so much that you have to think about. There's so much that you have to do. Children come first. Children cost money. Children take up your time. Okay. Children can drive you batshit crazy. Okay, so it's not easy being a mother. It's a joy and it's a blessing, but there are times that it's not easy. So having access to mental health support for mothers is absolutely awesome. So, one thing about Harry and Meghan, when they do certain things, it's like they educate you and make you aware of a lot of things that you weren't aware of. Okay. And this Marshall Plan for moms is something that I absolutely was not aware of. Okay. So go to their website, Marshall Plans for Moms, and check it out because it's a great initiative, and it looks like some parts of this bill has been passed through the U.S. Senate already. So that is awesome. And it's awesome that our faves, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are supporting this. Okay. All right. We have 277 in the chat. That is awesome. We're almost at 300 already, and we're not even 30 minutes into this live podcast, Success Talk. So welcome, 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 everybody. We have been talking about the beautiful, the joyous, the lovely, the very happy holiday card that Harry and Meghan released yesterday with the debut of Lilibet. And we got to see Archie. And it's obvious that Archie has done some growing up. And we got to see his beautiful red or auburn hair. Me personally, I think Archie looks like Meghan in the face. What do you guys think? I think he's got Meghan's face. Okay. And I have a gut feeling that so does Lily. I have a feeling baby Lily looks like Meghan too. They just got Harry's genes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like the ginger gene is a very dominant gene. Okay. That's a very dominant gene. And with Harry being a ginger, and then, Meghan, she's got the ginger recessive gene in her DNA as well, because I believe, I don't want to mention them cretins, but, she's got certain family members that are gingers, that are redheads as well. So, it it makes sense why both of her children are possibly gingers, but there's still hope and there's still time when it comes to baby Lily. Baby Lily's hair may turn the same color as Meghan's. So let's just hope and pray. Now, there might be lots of you in the SS who want baby Lily to be a ginger. Me personally, I don't. I hope that she has darker hair than that. But anyway, what I was going to say was, if you look at some of Meghan's pictures, right, when she was a toddler, there are some pictures that show that she has a slight tint of auburn hair. Okay. And probably as she got older, and once those hormones kicked in, her hair turned darker. So I hope that happens with baby Lily. All right. All right. So I see in the chat that everybody thinks that the holiday card was awesome. I do too. And of course, the world shook when they released the holiday card. But it's beautiful. And we all knew that they were going to possibly release it on December 23rd. The successes, they came through. They released it on the 23rd. And, I'm happy that we got to see baby Lily. I'm happy that we got to see Archie. But, I would be fine if we don't see those kids ever again. I would be fine with that too. Or I would be fine with not seeing Archie again until he's graduated from high school, and baby Lily until she's graduated from college. All right. Yes, the card was absolutely beautiful. All right. We have a lot to cover. So let's go on ahead and start covering. Let's go back down memory lane, people. Let's go back down memory lane. Okay. Like I said, with the holiday card, it was beautiful. And another thing I want to say is at the end of the day, Harry and Meghan, they looked very happy. There is absolutely nothing forced in that picture. All right, let's go ahead and start talking about some highlights that happened in 2021 in the world of success. Like I said in the beginning, Harry and Meghan, woo, child, woo. They had a very busy year. And I'm tired already. Okay. So at the beginning of the year, Archwell Foundation, they announced their partnership with Chef Jose Andres, World Central Kitchen, to build four world kitchens that will feed people in disaster-prone areas. They announced that they had completed their first world kitchen in Dominica. Awesome. And they also announced that the next world kitchen will be built in Puerto Rico. All right. Just as a reminder, these world kitchens are activated as emergency kitchens that feed thousands, and I mean literally thousands. Look what they did in Haiti this year, right? I mean, they fed thousands of people in Haiti when Haiti had the disaster, the earthquake disaster. Was it the earthquake disaster? When they had the earthquake disaster. So that is just awesome. Okay. These world kitchens, they feed thousands of people in disaster prone areas. They completed their first world kitchen in Dominica. They announced that they're going to build another world kitchen in Puerto Rico. And like I was saying, just as a reminder, that these world kitchens are activated as emergency kitchens that feed thousands. But also during times of when it's calm, it's not during non-crisis times, I should say. Right, these kitchens also serve as food distribution hubs, schools, clinics, etc. So that's a beautiful thing. Now, another major highlight, of course, was the Oprah Winfrey interview. Now, we're not going to talk too much about this interview because we have talked about this interview over and over and over again in the Success Squad. Everybody knows what happened in this interview with Oprah, right? We know that Harry and Meghan basically told us what happened. They gave us insight into the neglect that happened with Meghan in regards to her having suicidal thoughts and her going to the institution and telling the institution that she needed help, but they told her, hell no, you're not getting no help because it would look bad for the institution. I mean, we know all the trash. We know all the garbage that the royal family did to Harry and Meghan. So I really don't want to focus too much on the Oprah Winfrey interview. All I will say about that interview is that compare that interview. That interview happened in March, right? So look at that interview and then fast forward to what we saw yesterday in regards to what's going on with Harry and Meghan. Now, isn't that a beautiful thing? Isn't that beautiful? Look how they were when they were doing that interview in March to how they look today on the holiday card. So that tells you that they have come a long way, baby, right? So very, very happy for them. But yes, the Oprah Winfrey interview definitely was one of the highlights of 2021. All right, so moving on. Another thing that happened this year, at the beginning of this year, is that it was announced that Prince Harry gets a job. Yes, our favorite prince, the people's prince, the global prince, he obtained a job, a jobby job with Better Up as Chief Impact Officer. I mean, when that news hit, right? I mean, everybody was going crazy because Prince Harry got a job with Better Up. I mean, that was like all over the news. And I thought some of the reporters were just absolutely dumb. It's like they wanted to know how much Prince Harry was getting paid. It's like, that is none of your damn business, right? It's none of your business. But anyway, yes, Prince Harry, he announces that he's got this job. He's going to be a chief impact officer with Better Up. Better Up aims to provide more people with the opportunity to access executive coaching that can help them become more productive and achieve personal goals at work. Okay, at my job, we need Better Up. Okay, I'm telling you right now, at my job, we need Better Up. Okay, now this platform focuses on providing people tools for tackling their work, asking for promotions, and offering advice on other aspects of their life that may be hindering their growth at work. Well, you know what? My growth at work is stunted. All right, it's stunted right now. So I need Better Up, and I'm requesting Prince Harry. All right. As Chief Impact Officer, Prince Harry, he advocates for accessing to coaching globally. He identifying opportunities to work with charities, shape the design of Better Up and its contact, and help expand the ecosystems of tools. Prince Harry has already helped forge a relationship between Better Up and Peak State and mental health fitness startup regarding sports medicine. All right. It was also announced that Prince Harry will be joining the Aspen Institute's Commission on Misinformation, Disinformation Disorder. Harry was appointed as a commissioner, which brought together experts and perspective from government, media, civil society, the private sector to develop recommendations on society's growing mis and disinformation. Remember that announcement? That announcement was soon after it was reported that Prince Harry got a jobby job. All right. Exactly. And I think Prince Harry would be the reason why I said exactly is because Sherry Ware said, good luck getting Prince Harry as a coach. Exactly. I would need all the luck in the world. But you know what? You never know. If I pursue it, it might happen. I'm going to have to be like Mariah Carey and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, oh my goodness, we're at 300 in the chat already. Hey, welcome, everybody. Welcome. We are highlighting some of the, you could say, monumental moments that happened in the world of success in 2021. And I mean, there was a lot. We've already covered the holiday Christmas card, right? Baby Lily's debut. Archie's beautiful auburn red hair. Oh, we didn't mention Harry's big ass feet. I mean, Harry got some big feet. And you know what they say about men with big feet. Woo! Meghan, God bless you, girl. All right. And we talked about Prince Harry getting the job with Better Up as Chief Impact Officer. We talked about Prince Harry joining the Aspen Commission Institute. Actually, it's called the Aspen Institute Commission. We talked about that. We talked about very, very briefly the Oprah Winfrey interview. I don't really want to dwell too much on that. But like I said before, pay attention to when the Oprah Winfrey interview was done, to fast forward to the holiday Christmas card. Those two have come a long ways. All right. Another highlight in the world of success for this year. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex announced its first Netflix series. Okay. Heart of Invictus, which will be produced and launched in partnership with the Invictus Games Foundation. Heart of Invictus is a multi-episode production that will spotlight a group of extraordinary Invictus Games competitors from around the globe. All right. Another highlight. Moving right along. Meghan Duchess of Sussex. Remember this? She convened a roundtable with Girls Inc. and National Women's Law Center to give adolescent girls a platform to speak about the different challenges their generation is facing. Meghan enjoyed a virtual forum with Stephanie Hall and Fatima Graves, leaders of Girls Inc. and the National Women's Law Center. Meghan heard from a passionate group of 13 to 18-year-old girls, primarily girls of color, who are part of the Girls Inc. across America. The group spoke about struggles with COVID-19 to include isolation and loss, mental health, racial bias, injustice, and many more topics. Who remembers that? I thought that was an awesome thing. And it's to be expected from Meghan. It's to be expected from Meghan to be constantly working with girls and women to help them have a voice, right? That's what she does. She inspires girls and women to have a voice, right? So they can have a say so they can become leaders in this world. She is a feminist. She is Meghan, the Duchess of Advocacy, right? All right, what's going on in the chat? Yes, I love it that Harry has jobs too. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think Harry, I just think he wants as much as a normal life as possible. I really, really do. I think he wants to be a man of service. Well, he is a man of service, right? He is a man of service, and he wants to continue that without all the pomp and circumstance of being a royal. Like he said, service is universal, right? All right, another highlight. Prince Harry and Meghan, Duke and Duchess, announced that they are the campaign chairs for Global Citizen, Vax Live, the concert to reunite the world. Remember that announcement? Remember that concert? As campaign chairs, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, both made passionate speeches about vaccine equity, and they also were able to secure matching support from a number of organizations and big businesses. Remember that? Remember on Twitter when MasterCard and I think Coca-Cola all thanked Meghan? Remember that? Let's see. I lost my place here. Okay, here we go. My bad. So they were also able to secure matching support from a number of organizations and big businesses. So if you gave $5, right, that $5 would automatically turn into $20. And I mean, that was huge. Like I was saying, big organizations like MasterCard and Coca-Cola, they were giving shout outs to Meghan on Twitter. I believe that concert raised over $302 million. I mean, like my great grandmother would say, that's a lot of pennies. That's a lot of pennies, right? So they were able to provide over 26 million vaccinations. The concert for vaccinated, this concert, right? In the audience, there were vaccinated healthcare workers and essential workers. And yes, Prince Harry did get a standing ovation when he came out on the stage. Remember that controversy? Remember them royal rodents across the pond were trying to say that Prince Harry didn't get a standing ovation because the people that were in the audience were not sitting in chairs. Remember that hot mess? Remember that lie? And then people were posting on Twitter pictures of people in the audience sitting in chairs. Oh, that was funny to me. I love it when those royal rodents get called out on their BS lies. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, why lie? Why lie? If the man got a standing ovation, he got a standing ovation. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, In Prince Harry's speech, he stated, "This is a celebration of each and every one of you here and the millions of frontline heroes all across the world." Okay. And I believe Prince Harry, he hit the stage twice. He hit the stage at two different times. Now, I thought Meghan's speech was very, very informative. And of course, we got to see her preggers again with baby Lily. Meghan spoke about the COVID-19 disproportionate toll that it had on women. That's why I love Meghan. I mean, she is very focused on women's issues. Okay. And she highlighted that the COVID-19 was definitely affecting women of color. Okay. It was affecting women, but especially women of color who have seen a generation of economic gain just wiped out, right? And she quoted real statistics. Here in the United States, nearly 5.5 million women had lost their jobs, and globally, it was like over 47 million. Now, the type of job I have, I know that that is absolutely true. Okay. A lot of the jobs that were lost were service jobs. And, a lot of women are in service jobs. And a lot of those jobs were wiped out. A lot of restaurants were closed down, right? A lot of daycare centers were closed. A lot of schools were closed. And, a lot of women were put in positions where it was either, if you were blessed to still have your job, right? If you had school-aged children, you had to choose between either going to work or staying home and homeschooling your children. And a lot of women either lost their jobs or they had to quit because they had to stay home and homeschool their children, or the daycare centers were closed. They couldn't go to work because they had no daycare for their children. So 5.5 million women lost their jobs. It probably was more than that. Okay. It probably was more than that. All right. The next highlight, moving right along, Sexist Squad, moving right along. We are moving right along. The next highlight, King Archie's birthday. Okay. King Archie's birthday. He turned 2 years old. But wait, what makes his birthday so special is that in the celebration of his birthday, Harry and Meghan asked the public, the Sexist Squad, everybody, to donate $5 in honor of King Archie's birthday for vaccine equity for third world countries. And again, if you donated $5, then that $5 would automatically turn into $20, right? And the reason why this was able to happen was because Meghan and Harry, but in my opinion, more so Meghan, they worked very, very hard with different big businesses and organizations. They enlisted a lot of big businesses and organizations to match the donated money. Okay. The donations were matched. So if you donated $5, it was matched 4 times. So if you donated $5, that $5 turned into $20. Okay. But at the end of the day, King Archie's birthday, the fundraising on his birthday, all right, it's believed, it's reported that they were able to raise over $3 million on King Archie's birthday. Now, you know what? If that's not influence, I don't know what is. Okay. I do not know what is. I mean, these guys have influence. Okay. They have influence when it comes to money. All right. That is huge. That is huge. A 2-year-old was able to raise over $3 million on his birthday. I wish when my son was 2 years old that he could have raised some money on his birthday. All right. All right. We're still over 300 in the chat. Please go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. Thumbs up and hit the like button. How you doing, Maggie? Welcome to the chat. Bethany, how you doing, Bethany Golf? That's another squatty. Well, we're all squatties, but I see Bethany Golf a lot. Yes, yes, yes. Happy holidays to everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sexist Talk. Again, we are highlighting some of the great moments in the world of sexist that happened this year. All right, just checking you guys out in the chat. Oh, thank you. Need a love button, not a like. Is not. Let me highlight that. I appreciate that comment. All right, we are moving right along. All right, we are chugging right along because we have a lot to cover. All right, again, like I said, King Archie's birthday was a highlight because he was able to raise over $3 million for vaccine equity. All right. Now, I want to talk about this statement real quick that Harry and Meghan said on King Archie's birthday. And again, they were talking to us, Sexist Squad. They were talking to us. SS on your chest. They was talking to us. Remember this statement? Beginning quote. Many of you donate to charities on his behalf and mark the occasion by giving back or doing an act of services, all through the goodness of your hearts. You raise funds for those who need it most and continue to do so organically and selflessly. We remain incredibly grateful. Harry and Meghan. Woo! Doesn't it feel good that our faves recognize us and they appreciate us and they're grateful for us and they're grateful for the things that we do and they know what we're doing? Doesn't that feel good? Huh? Doesn't that feel good? You know, if you don't have a drink, get a drink, get an adult beverage. It doesn't have to be an adult beverage. It can be water. It could be tea. It could be Coke Zero. It could be some Henny, some champagne. But toast yourself. Toast to the SS Squad. I got my drink right here, so I'm going to go ahead and toast to everybody in the Sexist Squad right now. Doesn't it feel good when our faves acknowledge us and they recognize us? It feels good. Oh, looks like we got somebody from Dominica in the house. Okay, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's right. I'm going to highlight this. They know we are out here for them and have their backs. Absolutely. And it feels good. All right. Moving right along, SS. Moving right along. Mother's Day. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they recognize the work of Harvest Home LA, which is a nonprofit organization that provides pregnant women and their children housing support and programs that equip women to become great mothers. Remember that moment? Archwell Foundation started a partnership with Procter Gamble. And what they did was that they filled Harvest Home LA's online wish list, which included items like diapers and cleaning supplies. Remember that? And then, bam, boom, either the next day or within the next hour, Archwell Foundation and Procter and Gamble, they announced a multi-year global partnership based on their values. The partnership will focus on gender equality, more inclusive online spaces, and of course, resilience and impact through sport. Okay. Now, see, a lot of people didn't realize that Procter and Gamble was a big sponsor of the Vax Live concert. Okay, the concert to reunite the world. A lot of people didn't realize that. You know, that Procter and Gamble, you know, they were all up in that too. Okay. But you know what makes this partnership so special? What makes the partnership of Archwell Foundation and Procter and Gamble so special? Anybody in the chat? Can anybody in the chat tell me what makes that partnership so special? You know, what makes the Archwell Foundation and the Procter and Gamble partnership so special? Oh, I see Fiji is in the house. Really? I see Fiji's in the house. Okay. So what makes the Procter and Gamble and Archwell Foundation partnership is so special is remember when Meghan was a child? Remember when she was 11 or 12 and she accused Procter and Gamble of being sexist? Remember that? That's right, Arnold. She wrote them at the age of 11. Okay. And let them know how sexist their I think it was Dawn liquid dishwashing soap, how sexist that was. And what did Procter and Gamble do? They changed their commercial. Right? Meghan wrote them a letter and they changed the commercial. So the relationship between Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and Procter and Gamble has come full circle. It really, really, really has. All right. I mean, think about it. She's been dealing or had a relationship with Procter and Gamble ever since the age of 11. Right? Since the age of 11. That shows her influence. All right. Moving right along. Moving right along. Another highlight, and I think this highlight is very, very important. Okay. Archwell and the World Kitchen, they announced building a community relief center in India. Okay. Now, why this was so important was because during that time, India was dealing with an epic, and I mean epic proportions of their population getting infected with COVID-19. And there were catastrophic, and I mean catastrophic, deaths from this virus. Okay. We all know that India is a very, very heavy populated country. Okay. So there were millions of people that were getting infected with COVID-19, and there were catastrophic deaths from this virus. I mean, literally hundreds of thousands of lives were being lost, and millions more people were being infected with little government assistance for vaccines. And they even had little government assistance to even bury the dead. Okay. So for Archwell to support, for Archwell Foundation and World Kitchen to make a decision to build a World Kitchen in India was awesome. Okay. And they had already started the construction. So I thought that was a huge, huge highlight. Okay. Another highlight. Okay. Well, we all know this highlight, right? Prince Harry and Oprah Winfrey's highly anticipated Apple docuseries, The Me You Can't See, debuts on Apple TV, right? I'm pretty sure everybody in the Success Squad land watched this. I mean, The Me You Can't See, it was awesome. It really, really was. It was professionally produced well. I mean, it was executed well. I mean, it was just overall an outstanding documentary series. I mean, Oprah Winfrey and Prince Harry did an excellent job on this docuseries. Okay. Prince Harry and Oprah, they guided honest discussions on mental health with high-profile guests such as Lady Gaga. Let me tell you something about Lady Gaga. I don't really like Lady Gaga. Okay. And I don't mean that in a personal way because I don't know her, but I'm not a fan of her music. Okay. I feel like, and I know that she's very talented. I do believe that she's very talented, but I'm not a fan of her music. I don't understand all of the smoke and mirrors. Okay. I don't get it. I don't relate to it. But let me tell you something. When I saw Lady Gaga tell her story on the Me You Can't See, I saw her in a totally different way. And I get it. Okay, I get it. I get the over dramatization, right? And I get the smoke and mirrors. Okay, I get it. Somebody who's been brutalized the way she was, it's like, I get it. I get it. And I totally have respect for her. But anyway, like I was saying, with high profile guests such as Lady Gaga and everyday people, including a Syrian refugee, a first generation college student, a military veteran, and a female boxer who was in training for the Olympics, I thought her story was really, really good. I thought the professional basketball player, I thought his story was really, really good. I mean, he was very brave to talk about his mental health issues and many more. Prince Harry and Oprah, they hoped that the series reminded people who are struggling with mental health, who are on a journey to healing. They hope that people like that realize and understand that they are not alone. Okay. They are not alone. What I liked about this series is that it featured professionals and experts that talked about treatment. Okay. And it was awesome to see people like Dr. Nadine Harris, who was the California Surgeon General. And, there were plenty of other experts and professionals. And also, Prince Harry and Oprah, they also hosted a town hall with the participants and the experts. Okay. Look at Prince Harry. Prince Harry is hosting town halls. I mean, isn't that a beautiful thing? Prince Harry hosting town halls. Now, what did you guys think about the Me You Can't See? I mean, I thought it was incredible. I really, really did. And I'm going to highlight this, because I agree. Yes, it was an incredible docuseries. I mean, is it Kiki Baby? Oh, I like that. Hey, Miss Kiki Baby. Yes, incredible doc. It spoke to me. Oprah and Harry are amazing. It was Harry's idea to make it in a global issue. I absolutely agree with that. I mean, it spoke to me. It really, really did. It made me Robin. What's the comedian's name? The guy who played on Mork and Mindy, but I can't believe I can't think of his last name. Somebody in the chat help me out. Who was the comedian that killed himself? And it's unfortunate because there are a lot of comedians that kill themselves. Robin Williams. Okay. Robin Williams, he was a funny comedian. He really, really was. And as a kid growing up, I used to watch his show, Mork and Mindy, all the time. But anyway, his son's story got to me. And the reason why it got to me is because, I lost my father about 7-8 years ago. And I really thought that I had resolved those issues of loss. And I realized that I hadn't. I realized that, I still needed to deal with that loss, So his story, Robin Williams' son's story, spoke to me that way. And there was somebody else's story that really spoke. Lady Gaga, her story was another story that spoke to me. No, I've never been traumatized in that way at all. But it just really made me connect to her in a way that I never thought in my life I'd be able to connect to Lady Gaga. Okay, it made me understand her more. But outstanding docuseries. Prince Harry and Oprah Winfrey did an outstanding job. And I was really surprised that they did not get nominated for an Emmy on that. Now, I've been told that it's possible that they may get nominated for an Emmy in regards to the Me You Can't See for 2022. And I hope they do. I really, really hope they do. Yes, the Syrian refugee, his story spoke to me too. That was a little rough. I mean, that was rough, watching that. I mean, sometimes it's not easy watching other people's pain. You know what I mean? It's not easy. But yeah, his story got to me too. But yes, the Me You Can't See, it was a masterpiece. And Harry and Oprah, they did do a fantastic job. I think the expectations, I don't think that people expected it to be that good. Okay. I mean, because don't get me wrong, because we're used to seeing Oprah produce some awesome stuff. Right. But I think people kind of, you know, had their doubts because it was taking them so long, right, to get the docuseries done. Right. But Prince Harry and Oprah, I mean, they did an outstanding job. And of course, we've heard Oprah's story, plenty of times before. So that was an excellent highlight. The Me You Can't See. All right, moving along. Moving along. June 6th. What happened on June 6th? We received an announcement of an arrival. Yes, we did. On June 6th, we received an announcement of the arrival of the birth of baby Lily. It was announced 2 days after her birthday. Okay, so Lilibet was actually born on June 4th, but we found out on June 6th. Wasn't that outstanding? Wasn't it outstanding that on June 4th, we had no idea that Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, was in labor? We had no idea that Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, gave birth. Like, we didn't know. Nobody knew. No leaks. There were no leaky leaks. I mean, outstanding to all of the staff and all the friends and that everybody who knew. Okay. Which furthermore tells me that the royal family found out when we found out. Let me drink to that. All right. The royal family found out about Lilibet's birth when we found out. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that anybody in that family knew. Who in the chat honestly thinks that anybody in the royal family knew that Lilibet was born June 4th? I'm serious. Like, who in the chat honestly thinks that anybody in the royal family knew? I don't think anybody knew. I really honestly don't. I think members of the royal family found out maybe 15 minutes before it was announced on June 6th. Kim and Doug said, "You have a wicked laugh." I don't think anybody in the royal family knew. I think they found out maybe 10 minutes before it was announced. Okay. You think so? You think maybe the queen knew? Maybe the queen knew on the 5th? That's possible. That's possible. And you know why the queen probably knew? Because they asked her, right? They told her, they asked her, they brought up the idea to her that they were going to name their daughter Lilibet, right? So yeah. So those of you in the chat who were saying the queen probably knew, no, yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. The queen probably didn't know because they discussed the name with the queen, right? And Lord knows we don't want to talk about that whole big old controversy. But yeah, so yeah. See, that's why I love squatties. That's why I love you guys, right? It's like the vast knowledge out there in regards to the Success Squad is just impeccable. Okay, it's impeccable. But yes, I do agree that the queen knew. Why? Because they had discussions with her about Lilibet's name. So yes, the queen knew. But yes, that was another huge announcement. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, gave birth to Lilibet Diana on June 4th, 2021 at 11:40 a.m. at Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital. Born. She's a Cali girl. She's a Cali girl, just like her mama, right? And she weighed 7 pounds and 11 ounces. Awesome. Now, not soon after that, what was the big announcement? Not soon after that. Okay, what's another highlight? I'm telling you, the Successes, they were busy. They were busy, right? And the birth of a baby is not going to stop the show. Okay, the birth of a baby, Meghan just giving birth to a baby is not going to stop the show. It's not going to stop the success machine. What happened soon after that? Not soon after that, Meghan released The Bench, right? Which is a children's illustration book, which is a story about the special bond between a father and son as told through a mother's eyes, right? I mean, that was huge news. And another thing that happened, Meghan and Archie, they distributed 2,000 copies of The Bench at no cost to libraries, community centers, schools, and nonprofit programs across the country. Archie worked with a team at First Book, a nonprofit social enterprise that has distributed books and educational resources to programs and schools serving kids in low-income communities. Right? That was huge. And then what was the next news after that, Success Squad? What was the next news after that? Following a week after The Bench was released, it hit number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list for children's picture books. And I believe it stayed there for 2 weeks, or was it 3 weeks in a row? Right? I mean, that was huge. Huge, huge, huge. Okay. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. She is a New York Times bestseller. And then after that, Meghan went on NPR and she spoke about The Bench only. Now, Meghan probably gave that interview, before before The Bench was released. She probably gave that interview. But in regards to the NPR interview, I'm hoping and I'm praying that she goes back on there. And I wouldn't be surprised if she does. Okay. I could see Meghan going back on NPR and discussing things like paid leave for all, right? The Marshall Plan for moms. What else? Women's equality. I can definitely see her back on NPR doing another interview. But let me look in the chat. Wasn't it a beautiful thing of The Bench hitting number 1? I mean, it's a New York Times bestseller. The New York Times bestseller. Okay. Yes, Merry Christmas, Tennessee. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Merry Christmas to everybody. Yes, Gary B., her first book sits in the Library of Congress. Isn't that awesome? Welcome, 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 everybody. All right, Success Squad, moving on. Isn't this fun? I mean, isn't this fun? Going back down memory lane, looking at all of the highlights, 2021. When you keep the noise out, right? When you seriously keep the noise out, it really makes you appreciate even more what the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have accomplished within 1 year. Okay, within 1 year. So another highlight. Stay with me, Success Squad. Stay with me. If you need to, go ahead and take a drink. It's Christmas Eve. Okay. Another highlight. Meghan, she announced that she is going to be the executive producer of a new animated Netflix series. Yes. Archie Productions is creating its first ever animated series with Netflix. Working title. Keep in mind, this is a working title called Pearl. Okay, it's a working title. Focuses on a young girl's heroic adventures as she learns to step into her power and finds inspiration from influential women throughout history. Right? I mean, that's awesome. I can't wait. Well, I can wait, but I'm looking because I'm not going to be sitting there watching cartoons on Netflix. Sorry, but I'm looking forward to working title Pearl. Okay, I'm looking forward to this animated young girls heroic adventure series. I mean, I think it's going to be, a very good, uplifting, girl power type of animated series that targets young girls from all races and all different socio-economic backgrounds. So, I'm really looking forward to that. I'll probably catch the first or second series, but then after that, like I said, Special K Thoughts isn't really interested in watching cartoons, but I'm looking forward to that. I really, really am. Meghan will be the executive producer on that. Okay. Another highlight, Prince Harry, the global prince, the people's prince, the favorite prince. He announced, you know what? I'm writing a memoir. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I am writing a memoir. Okay. And this memoir will cover accounts, experiences, adventures, losses, and life lessons that have helped shape him. Prince Harry said, and I quote, I am writing this as the prince. I'm sorry. Let me rewind that. Prince Harry said, and I quote, I'm writing this not as the prince I was born, but as the man I have become today. Jesus. Can we get an amen? I'll say it one more time. I'm writing this not as the prince I was born, but as the man I have become today. Whoop! I can't wait for that memoir. Okay. I can't. I mean, I can, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that book is going to be, that memoir, I should say, is going to be outstanding. Okay. And, I know those people across the pond, the monarchists across the pond, they really honestly think that book is going to be all about Daddy Charles and all of them clowns, but I don't think it is. I mean, of course, there'll be some talk about his family, but I think Prince Harry is really going to focus on different things that happened in his life that shaped him to become the man that he is today. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of different things that happened in his life, and there were a lot of influential people that helped shape his life that we're not aware of. Okay. And I don't think it's going to be all about them people. I really honestly don't. That's what they want, right? That's what they want. They're acting like that they don't want that, but trust me, Daddy Charles wants to be all up in that book. Okay, he does. He wants to be all up in that book. But Prince Harry, his memoirs, I'm really looking forward to that, and I think it's going to be outstanding. I mean, as soon as it drops, I'm going to buy it. Okay, I'm going to buy it. Yes, I do. I agree, Lucy. I agree, Lucy Wynn. I think it is going to be a bestseller. And I think that, we thought the Me You Can't See was outstanding. I think this book is going to be on that same level, but maybe even better. I really, really do. Hi, Sandy. How you doing? Yes, I agree. I think it's going to be a bestseller. And I think Prince Harry, I think he's going to knock it out the park. I really, really do. All right, moving on. 344 in the chat. 344 in the chat. It is Christmas Eve. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. I can't believe it's Christmas already. I just can't. I'm like shocked. It's like This year is over. It is over. Like down goes Frazier. Welcome, capital S, little s. No, you're fine. Welcome to the chat. Like I was saying, I can't believe it's going to be Christmas already. It's like, where does the time go? Where does the time go? My God. Please remember, hit the like button. We are talking about some of the best moments in the world of success that happened in 2021. Yes, happy holidays, everybody. All right, we're moving on to the next highlight. I hope you guys are enjoying the chat so far. The next highlight, August 4th. We all know. August 4th. It's Meghan's birthday, right? It's the Duchess of Sussex's birthday. And it was a monumental birthday. It was her 40th birthday. Okay. And what does she do? What does Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, do? She launched 40 by 40, which is a female mentorship program. She asked 40 of her friends to donate 40 minutes of their time to help mentor a woman who wants to re-enter or enter the workforce. Okay. I mean, this was huge. This was a huge launch. Okay. Hashtag 40 by 40. It was everywhere. It was everywhere. It was all over Twitter. It was all over Instagram, right? It was all over LinkedIn. All right. I mean, it blew up. Seriously, it blew up on LinkedIn. It really, really did. Meghan launched this initiative by doing a skit with comedian Melissa McCarthy. And, it was hella funny. It was funny. All right. I mean, we all know the big names that joined this female mentorship program. Hillary Clinton, Adele, Stacey Abrams. Oh my God, Stacey Abrams, right? Stacey Abrams, the former Georgia State House of Representative minority leader who ran for governor of the state of Georgia and lost due to what I felt was voter suppression. Now, Stacey, she referred to Meghan as a friend. Trust me, Stacey Abrams is not going to refer to somebody as a friend if it's not true. Okay? She's not going to do it. She's not that type of person. All right. And then you had, a host of organizations that joined in on it too, right? You had nonprofit organizations such as Girls Inc., Better Up, of course, Mission Continues, Lifetime, which I was kind of taken aback by that. Lifetime, really? Global Citizen, UN Women, of course, National Women's Law Center. I mean, there were a lot of nonprofit organizations that signed up as well. Somebody that signed up for the initiative that I was surprised about was Sarah Paulson. You guys know who Sarah Paulson is? I think I mentioned this on one of the podcasts. But Sarah Paulson, she's an outstanding actress. She's one of those outstanding serious actresses, right? I mean, she's done countless movies. She's done different TV series, right? She's one of them all around actresses that are always around, right? If you don't know who she is, she played the god-awful wife of the slave owner in 12 Years a Slave. Yeah. Okay. She was that bitch. Okay. I mean, she was pure evil in that movie. Okay. And she also played Marsha Clark in The People versus O.J. Simpson. I mean, she signed up for the initiative. So I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, she signed up for it. And, just like Meghan, she's worked with UNICEF, and, she is a global leader. She really, really is. She's a UNICEF ambassador. I mean, she has been fighting for women's rights and equality. I mean, she's got documented history. She really, really does. Okay. I mean, there were a lot of people who signed up for this initiative who have influence. Okay. A lot of people who have influence. All right. I mean, Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook, COO. I mean, that was huge. She signed up for it. Okay. Why? Probably because, she can work with Meghan in regards to Facebook issues with online hate speech and misinformation. Okay. Not only just on Facebook, but on Instagram as well. And of course, Dr. Nadine Harris, again, she signed up for this initiative. I spoke about her earlier. She was in the Me You Can't See. She was one of the experts and one of the professionals in the Me You Can't See. Dr. Nadine Harris, I looked her up. Beautiful sister. She's Canadian American. She's a pediatrician, and she's been the Surgeon General of California since 2019. I mean, that's huge, right? Again, the caliber of people who signed up to be a part of this initiative, it speaks volumes. It really, really does. It speaks volumes regarding how much Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, is liked and respected. Okay? It really, really does. Again, like I was saying, it was awesome to see a whole host of nonprofit organizations and just big businesses and random, ordinary business owners and citizens who have different talents offer their services as well. Like I was saying, LinkedIn blew up. It really, really did. I mean, there was hashtag 4040 all over that website. Okay. And you had ordinary people who were signing up to offer their services. I saw a lot of nurses, attorneys. I was reading the story of this lady who ran a daycare center, and she had signed up because she was willing to offer mentorship for 40 minutes. And actually, she was willing to do it for 40 minutes for 4 weeks to somebody who either wanted to work in a daycare or who wanted to open up their own daycare business. Okay. I saw a lot of people offer their services in photography. Okay. If somebody wanted to be a photographer, right, they were willing to offer their services. I mean, it was just all across the board in regards to people signing up for hashtag 40 by 40. It wasn't just about celebrities and influential people. It was also in regards to just regular folks like me and you. Okay, the small business owners, right? Or just somebody who was willing to offer mentorship in regards to the type of job that they do. I saw a teacher, right, who was offering mentorship to somebody who wanted to be a teacher, right? I even saw somebody offer, and I thought this was awesome, but I even saw somebody offer services, right, in regards to crocheting. There was a woman who crocheted sweaters, right? And the reason why she was crocheting sweaters, it was for extra income. Okay. And people were paying her big time money for her to crochet them a sweater. And she was actually offering mentoring services in regards to teaching people how to crochet. I thought that was excellent. But anyway, another highlight, hashtag 40 by 40. Don't let the haters discourage you. It was a big success. It was a huge success. It really, really was. If you help one person, that's a success story. Okay. Helping one person, that's a success story. All right. So what did you guys think about that? What did you guys think about hashtag 40 by 40? I mean, I thought it was awesome. That's right. Princess Eugenie did sign up for that. I totally forgot about that. Oh, and remember they was making a lot of noise saying that first the noise was that Meghan should have reached out to Kate to sign up for it. And then the noise was, well, Kate, would have been more than happy to participate, but she couldn't because of the crown. Remember all that bullshit? That was a lie. That was a lie. But yes, I'm going to highlight this. 40 by 40 was a huge success and it's ongoing. I saw a list of the people that were involved. I mean, I really did too. I saw it all over the place, and more than likely it's still going on. Just because people aren't talking about it that much in the media anymore, it doesn't mean that it's still not going on. Okay. People don't talk about Obama's initiative, right? His initiative in regards to Black fathers, right? But I guarantee you it's still happening. It's still going on, right? He's still, doing his initiative, and he's still helping a lot of people. So anyway, I agree. Hashtag 40 by 40. I believe it was a huge success, and I'm pretty sure that it's still going on right now as we speak. All right, another highlight that we're going to talk about is, I'm gonna start this off and see if you guys can remember what this highlight is about. Here I go. I wish I had a British accent, but I don't. A friend to GQ. We love him. Yes, we miss him. Please welcome live from California, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. You guys remember that? Remember that? Yes. Prince Harry made a surprise appearance at the 24th British GQ Men of the Year Awards, which was held in London. However, he made an appearance virtually. Prince Harry presented the final award of the night to the entire Oxford team, recognizing their incredible achievement in developing a life-saving COVID-19 vaccine in record time. Prince Harry, he looked mighty dapper in his tux, appearing on the screen virtually. Now, during Prince Harry's speech, he highlighted the huge disparities in vaccine access between wealthy and developing countries. And of course, Prince Harry, of course, he talked about the mis and disinformation in the media, right? Remember that? Isn't that awesome? I mean, Prince Harry, way over here in Montecito, but the British GQ Men of the Year Awards wanted him to present that award virtually. And it was held in London. They didn't want the other brother. They wanted Prince Harry. Oh, that shit is funny as hell to me. All right. Another highlight. And this one's huge now. Get ready. Get ready, because this one's huge. The Duke and Duchess are named on Time 100 Most Influential People's list. Now, wasn't that huge? I think that dropped on Prince Harry's birthday, right? Did that drop on Prince Harry's birthday? I mean, that was huge. The cover of that magazine, right, shook the world. I mean, it literally shook the world, right? It's like Meghan's hair and the white, was it a jumpsuit that she had on? I mean, she looked just beautiful, right? But I mean, that was a highlight. The Duke and Duchess, they are named on Time 100 Most Influential People's list. Okay, and the other picture that they took where they're both in the green, I think, outfits, right? I think Prince Harry has a green suit on, and Meghan has on a green, the pants and the green top. I mean, it screamed power couple, right? I mean, that's what it screamed. Power couple. I mean, that's huge. That was a huge moment. That was a huge highlight, right? I mean, those two, I mean, they're making moves, right? They're making moves. They just making big, power, influential moves. Yes, that was. Thank you. Yes, that was on. I thought so. That was on Prince Harry's birthday. Yeah. So okay. So the outfits that they had on were sage green. See, I'm not too sure what a sage green is, but I mean that picture. I mean, those two just looked. What's a good word? They were like stunning. They were stunting, right? They were stunning. They were stunting. They were just I mean, they just looked so powerful and so influential and very confident, and I thought that was a good look for them. I really, really did. And yes, it definitely does. It definitely, spoke in volumes, and it screamed power couple. Like, hey, we got this. Okay. There's nothing royal about this. This is all Harry and Meghan, right? This is all Harry and Meghan. Ain't nothing royal going on up in here. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next highlight. Moving on. Prince Harry. He launches a global campaign to halt drilling in Africa's Okavango River Basin. Remember that? That wasn't too long ago. But Prince Harry launches global campaign to halt drilling in Africa's Okavango River Basin. Okay, I did some research on this, and I had heard of the Okavango River Basin, and I had heard how beautiful it was. But when I really researched it, it's like, wow, that place is beautiful. It really, really is. Okay. Now, Prince Harry launched this initiative with environmental nonprofit organization Rewild that aims to halt drilling in South Africa's Okavango River Basin, which is home to thousands of people, indigenous people, critically endangered wildlife. Okay. The Okavango River Basin is a vibrant yet fragile ecosystem that is threatened by corporate oil exploitation that could lead to devastating ecological consequences. All right. So this initiative, we all know Prince Harry. This is very important to Prince Harry. He really, really believes in conservation. Okay. And we all know that he spends a lot of time in the southern parts of Africa. And, he's not new to this. I mean, he's very, very true to this. And, he's fighting this. And it's just weird to me. It's weird to me that this company, I think this company is out of Canada, that they've set up this drilling in the Okavango River Basin, and they have no idea if there's actually oil there. It's like they don't even know if there's oil there, but they're drilling. Okay. And it does. It affects the ecosystem in that basin. Okay. It's like here in the United States, we have a lot of different ecosystems here in the United States. Think about the oil spills that have happened here in the United States and how it affected the ecosystem. Think about it. Think about all the oil spills that happened in Louisiana. My God, you got business owners who are still dealing with that. Okay. Not only, people, one thing about us human beings, we have to realize and understand that we are a part of the ecosystem. Okay. Okay. We're a part of it too. And it's like, if you've got all these big companies doing all this drilling, and say if they do find oil, right? And there's a huge oil spill or something. I mean, not only does it affect, right, the fish and the whales and the dolphins and the sea world, right, but it affects everything within that system. You know, it affects the birds in the sky, because the birds in the sky, they feed off of the fish that's in the ocean. Okay. And it affects us humans because, number one, we can't go to the beach. Number two, less food, right? A lot of people eat fish, right? You can't eat fish no more. And what about the business owners who own these shrimping distribution centers, or these fish distribution centers, or the lobster distribution centers? They lose money. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling, but Prince Harry's launch to halt drilling in Africa's Okavango River basin, I mean, that's huge, and it's very, very important. And I think we as squatties, it's something that we really, really, really need to pay attention to. It's just ripping more of Africa's natural resources. And what I loved about Prince Harry's launch is that he has other Africans of influence that have signed on to this launch. So that's very important. It's very important for Africans to fight for their country, and Africans have always fought for their country. That's another, what's the word I'm looking for? That's another stereotype, that Africans don't fight, for their country. Yes, there are a lot of Africans that fight for their country. Okay. There's a lot of Africans that fight for their continent, and within, and the different countries that are within the continent. It's just that they don't get the global spotlight. It kind of takes a Prince Harry, to bring the spotlight on causes like this. But there's a lot of Africans of influence who sign on to this, and I think we as squatties, we really need to pay attention to this, because the Okavango River Basin, I mean, that is a huge ecosystem, and to me, it would be like a deadly sin to, ruin that ecosystem. It really, really would. All right. Moving on. Let me see what's going on in the chat before I move on. Let's see. We're still at 341. Don't forget to hit the like button. We're going to move on. Somebody said they don't like fish. Girl, you need to eat some fried fish. Okay? Somebody needs to fry you some fish and put some good seasoning on it. Anybody in the chat eat sushi? Anybody a sushi lover? I had some sushi the other day. My God, it was good. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. Who's from Fiji? Miss Este? Is that how you say her name? His or her name? Here, I'll go ahead and highlight it. There we go. Give him a shout out. Hello from Fiji. Miss S. Let me spell the name right. Miss ESETA. Welcome to the chat. And they're from Fiji. That's one place I would love to go, is Fiji. I really, really would. Because I'm telling you, every person that I have met that is from Fiji is beautiful. I mean, just absolutely beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous. So Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out to Fiji. Shout out to Miss ESETA. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't want to pronounce it wrong, so that's why I'm spelling it. Gwendolyn says she can't stand fish or any type of seafood. I know some people who can't. They say that they're bottom feeders. I'm like, oh, they're bottom feeders that taste good to me. Okay. But yes, I love sushi. It took me a while to actually try sushi. Okay, it took me a while, but I went with a friend to a hibachi place, and she convinced me to try some sushi. Okay, and I eat the sushi that's got the sticky rice at the bottom, and she said just try it. So I tried it. I dipped it in some sauce, and I put it in my mouth. I started chewing it, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, okay, this does taste good. That's what I heard. Fish is good for the heart. That's what I heard. That fish is good for the heart. But I'm from the Low Country, so we eat fish a lot. And I grew up in California, and we ate fish a lot. So fish has always been a part of my life. Okay. So, I will tear up a fish taco. Okay. I will tear a fish taco up. Okay. All right. We're moving on. So, another highlight, and this was a huge highlight, and I'm pretty sure you guys know that this highlight is coming up. But Meghan and Harry's 3-day business trip to New York City. A huge highlight, okay? They started off their business trip with a visit to the One World Observatory Center, where they met with government officials and paid their respect to the 9/11 memorial. Okay. And then later on that day, Harry and Meghan visited the United Nations to meet with U.S. Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield to discuss racial justice, mental health awareness, and of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. Right? Then they went off to the World Health Organization's offices to discuss global vaccine equity with world leaders, experts, and activists. And Chelsea Clinton was there. The next day, Harry and Meghan headed to Harlem to elementary school PS 123, Mahalia Jackson, to meet students and discuss health eating in the community. They donated 2 boxes of vegetables and herbs and admired artwork created by the students. I mean, first of all, everything I just talked about, I mean, it was executed very well, right? I mean, like I said, Harry and Meghan, Archwell Foundation, Archwell staff, they were about business, right? They were about business. They weren't there to sightsee. They weren't there for photo ops. They weren't there to come and play. Okay, they were there about business. They were meeting with people in very important, right, roles that are in government roles, okay, whether it was federal, state, even the local level with the mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio, okay? Harry and Meghan went from local to state because they met with the state governor, right, to federal. They met with people at the United Nations, right, and in the World Health Organizations. I mean, they went bam, 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 okay? They weren't playing. Okay, this was about business. Okay, so I thought they executed that very well. They looked very professional, and they weren't there, to sign autographs or nothing of that nature. Okay, they were on a mission. Archwell Foundation was on a mission. Okay, and I was loving every minute of it. And of course, we saw Harry and Meghan. They went to the Harlem Elementary School, PS 123. Of course, we all love the way that they interacted with the kids. They were just being their normal selves. Okay. They were just being their normal selves, which is open, honest, very lovely, right? Very loving, authentic. Okay. And they just have a way with children, especially Prince Harry. Okay. He has a way with the kids. Okay. And Prince Harry was killing me. I mean, he was straight killing me sitting with the kids, right? Meghan's trying to read a book, right? Meghan's reading The Bench. Prince Harry is sitting with the kids, bothering the kids while they're trying to listen to his wife read The Bench. I mean, he bugging the kids, and the kids are looking at him like, dude, we trying to listen to the story. No, I'm just playing. But Prince Harry, he can't help it. Prince Harry gonna be Prince Harry. But I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome to see them interact with the kids, right? The kids were giving them hugs. And I heard that some of the kids, that there was a little girl that started crying, right, when they were getting ready to leave, if I'm not mistaken. So awesome, awesome, awesome. And then, of course, what did Prince Harry and Meghan do? What did the Duke and Duchess do after they left the elementary school in Harlem? They're like, whoo, we're hungry, right? They were like, we are hungry, right? They go to South Harlem and they go eat lunch at Melba's restaurant. Okay. Has anybody in the chat ever been to Melba's restaurant in Harlem? Okay. I've had the pleasure of eating at Melba's restaurant in Harlem. I've been all through New York. Okay. I've been to Manhattan. I've been, what is it? I think you hit the Bronx first, right? And then you hit Harlem and you hit Manhattan, if I'm not mistaken. And I've driven all through there, right? Done hit potholes, all kinds of stuff. But I've been to Melba's restaurant. Probably more than twice, maybe 3 times. And I'm telling you, their food is outstanding. It really, really is. Okay. A perfect execution of real, true American soul food. It really, really is. I mean, their food is just so damn delicious. I mean, the way they season their food. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but their fried fish and their ribs and fried chicken, Jesus. It's like, what does she put in that stuff? But anyway, I'm rambling. But Prince Harry, Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they ate lunch at Melba's restaurant. And before they left, they went ahead and they made a donation to the restaurant's employee relief fund. And, I thought that was awesome. I really, really did, because they didn't have to do that, right? They didn't have to do that, and that's huge. And that says a lot to where their heart is at and what they're thinking. They're like, here we are coming to Harlem, right? Bringing all this attention, but it's not just about us. Okay. This is about the citizens of this community. And what we're hearing from this community is that you have people, right, who are suffering financially because of COVID-19. Their hours have been cut because of COVID-19. The restaurant can only have so many patrons inside the restaurant because of COVID-19. So therefore, people's hours have gotten cut. So yeah, we're going to show the citizens of Harlem that we do appreciate them. And we do understand their need. And we're not just going to just come up in here and eat this food and have photo ops and then leave knowing that there are people in this community that are suffering financially. Okay. So I thought that the donation to Melba's employee fund, that $25,000 donation, was awesome. I really, really do. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Somebody says that I am 2 blocks from Melba's restaurant. Yes, her food is deliciously delicious. Wow, 2 blocks. I'd be eating there every day. I promise you, I would be eating there. Honestly, it wouldn't be every day, but it definitely would be on Saturdays because I don't cook on Saturdays. Okay. But it definitely would be Saturdays and probably like Wednesdays. Wednesday and a Saturday is probably when I would be eating at Melba's if I lived in Harlem. Okay. All right. Moving on about Harry and Meghan's epic 3-day New York City business trip. All right. So, Harry and Meghan, they visited the United National to meet Deputy Secretary Amina Mohammed during its annual gathering of leaders. Okay, that was awesome. That was an awesome photo of Harry and Meghan with the Deputy Secretary. They also attended the Global Live Citizen event and they gave epic speeches in front of a roaring crowd. Now, these speeches I thought were very informative. I've actually learned some things from Harry and Meghan's speeches. Okay, I really, really did. Okay, but that crowd, let's talk about that crowd real quick. I mean, that crowd was filling them some Harry and Meghan. I mean, they were screaming before they had even hit the stage. Okay, they must have was able to see them coming in from the side, perhaps, but those guys were screaming before they had even hit the stage. Okay, but back to these speeches. Okay, there were shots fired in their speeches. There were shots fired. All right. They informed the world how the top 10 nations are buying up all of the vaccines. And, they're selling the unused vaccines to the third world countries right before they expire. Okay. So they called out, right? They basically called out the top 10 countries. All right. And the United States is all up in that. Okay. And they let it be known. They let it be known that these third world countries have the capabilities to make the vaccine. However, these pharmaceutical companies, they won't allow them to. Okay. And what's that all about? It's all about money. Okay. It's all about money. It's all about business, right? These vaccines are about money. So they let it be known that these third world countries, they have the capabilities to make these vaccines. However, these pharmaceutical companies, they're fighting it. They're not allowing them to do it. Okay. Prince Harry, he reminded the American public about the surplus of these vaccines. And we, the American public that are taxpayers, we pay for these vaccines. And when the unused ones expire, right, they get thrown away. Okay. That is taxpayer money getting flushed down the drain. Okay. Like, he let it be known. All right. Like I said, there were shots fired in their speeches. Okay. And I have a feeling a lot of that information came from the meetings that they had with these world leaders. Okay. I mean, Meghan said it with her whole chest. She said, it's just not right. It's not okay. Remember when she said that? And of course, Harry, when he was saying his speech, he said, my wife, and the crowd lost it. I mean, they just lost it, right? Remember that? They just straight lost it. The man said, my wife. Meghan looked at him and the crowd lost it. All right. So Meghan and Harry's epic 3-day New York City business trip. I mean, that was a huge highlight. That was a huge highlight. Like I said, they met with local leaders, they met with state leaders, they met with federal leaders, right? They covered all government bases, right? Local, state and federal, right? They listened to what these leaders had to say in regards to vaccine equity. They listened to what these leaders had to say in regards to racial injustice. They listened to what these leaders had to say in regards to mental health. Harry and Meghan are preparers. They are researchers. And trust me, everything that they said in those speeches, they made sure that they verified that that information was correct. Did you really hear? Did you really hear, or did you hear any pushback in regards to the speeches that they made? Okay. And I'm not talking about across the pond. I'm talking about, here in the United States or wherever you live besides across the pond. Okay. And not to put the UK down, but we all know how they do. The media is very, very subjective over there when it comes to Harry and Meghan. But did you really hear any strong pushback about their speeches and what they said in their speeches? Did you hear? Because of course, Prince Harry talked about the misinformation, the disinformation in regards to the vaccines. Did you really hear anybody say that what he was saying was not true? I mean, I didn't. Okay, they were speaking facts. Okay, they are preparers. They are researchers. Okay, what did Harry too, but Meghan probably gave it to Harry. I shouldn't say that because people might take what I said the wrong way. But what were Harry and Meghan carrying basically the whole time that they were in New York City? What did they have in their hand? They had binders in their hands, right? They had binders in their hands. They had files in their hands. They were there to do business. They were there to conduct business, right? They weren't, like I said, they weren't there to play around. And those speeches really taught me a lot. It taught me how wasteful, this country is in regards to these vaccines. And it also taught me how, these vaccinations really are about money. They really, really are about money. But again, very big business trip, 3-day New York City business trip. They accomplished a lot. Yes, that's true. Harry's binder, it did say Archie's Papa. I thought that was awesome. It did say Archie's Papa. Isn't it weird how these media news outlets zoom in on those two? I mean, to me, that's a little creepy. It's like they zoomed in on his folder, on his binder. Hey, really? But anyway, another highlight. I thought that was a good, awesome look for Harry and Meghan. Yes, absolutely. I agree with this. I'm going to highlight this. Nothing has been said about anything they said. They came prepared for the important meetings and the people whom they were meeting and had to deal with. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We're getting close to the end to this countdown. We're doing pretty good so far. Let's see, 2 hours in the chat? All right. Next highlight. All right. And this one is about Prince Harry. And I was so happy. I was so happy. I was almost screaming when he did this, right? When I found out about this, when the Success Squad found out about this. But Prince Harry, okay, he made a surprise return to the polo field. Yes. He made a surprise return to the polo field since he exited royal life. Yay! We got to see Prince Harry here in the United States play polo. I mean, it was awesome. Okay. So Prince Harry, he played polo. It was in Aspen, Colorado. Okay. So he played in the Cintabale, or is it Cintabal Polo Cup, right? He played in it. And we all know that that is his charity. It's his organization charity that was co-founded by Prince Harry, and he's had it since 2006, a very, very young Prince Harry back in 2006. And this nonprofit organization provides services to vulnerable children in South Africa who are HIV positive. Okay. Now, this Polo Cup charity event ended up raising, how much money did Prince Harry end up raising? He ended up raising $3.5 million. Okay. $3.5 million in this Polo Cup for his charity. Okay. That was held in Aspen, Colorado. Okay. I think that's the most that he's ever raised in a Polo Cup. I really, really do. I think that's the most he's ever raised, $3.5 million. Okay. And of course, Prince Harry's longtime real brother, Nacho, okay, who was a pro polo player from Argentina, he played in it as well. He's an ambassador. Okay. He's an ambassador to Harry's charity. All right. So to see Harry and Nacho together playing polo here in these United States of America, in Aspen, Colorado, raising $3.5 million. Now that's a highlight. That's like an extra highlight, right? I mean, I was just so happy to see that. Just so happy to see that. You know, to see Harry and Nacho, who is a ride or die friend, playing polo together in this Polo Cup, raising money for Prince Harry's charity. And they raised $3.5 million. And from what I read, that's the most money that they've ever raised. Hand clap for that. Hand clap. All right. And then furthermore, Prince Harry announced that he was going to donate $1.5 million from the proceeds of his forthcoming memoir. So Prince Harry just raising money and you know, donating money. He's raising money and he's donating money that's coming out of his own pocket. You know, he's already saying, hey, this memoir that I'm writing, I'm not looking for a profit. He basically already said that. You know, the majority of the proceeds, they're going to go to charity anyway. Isn't that awesome? Love it, love it, love it. All right. Moving on. So, let me go back up here. I almost lost my place. Okay, here we go. All right. Next highlight. Closing the gap. Remember, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, joined Melody Hobson, founder of Ariel Investments, in conversation at the New York Times DealBook Summit, moderated by Andrew Ross Sorkin. And that was a highlight. I thought that was awesome. Okay. I watched the whole thing. Okay. The two leaders discussed solutions for helping women achieve economic and professional economic prosperity by re-examining their own personal and professional paths. Okay. Remember, in this discussion, Meghan said, she said, stay-at-home mothers should be paid for their work. Paid leave is a humanitarian issue. Okay. When Meghan said that stay-at-home mothers should be paid for their work, that like made me sit up. Okay. Because I never thought about it that way. I never have. But when she said that, that made me stand up. Okay. And really pay attention to that statement, because it's true. I agree. Paid mothers should be paid for their work. Okay. Because being a mother is a job. It really, really is. If you are raising children, that are going to grow up to be productive citizens of this country, you should be paid for that. And of course, what Meghan's saying, paid leave is a humanitarian issue. It's not a political issue. It's a humanitarian issue, right? So I thought closing the gap, I thought that was excellent. I love the discussion between Melody Hobson and Meghan. It was awesome to hear that those two are actually friends and they've known each other for a while, and that Melody is actually a mentor for Meghan. So I thought that was awesome to hear that. I used to watch Melody Hobson on Good Morning America. I did. I used to watch her talk about money and talk about investments. And she's just always been about investing your money, and she's always been about women's empowerment. And she is just one of those positive, influential African-American role models that you never, ever in your life ever hear mess about. She's about professionalism in business. And somebody like her is not going to involve themselves with somebody who's a fraud, or somebody who's mean, or somebody who's a sociopath, or somebody who's narcissistic. Right? Melody has navigated through this world very straight and narrow. And she's always come across as very professional, very smart, very business savvy, and somebody who's, about business, but also about sharing information and sharing knowledge to uplift people. So again, my point is, I'm going back to the caliber of people that want to associate themselves and work with Meghan and Harry. Okay, that's where I'm getting at here. It's not just about Oprah. You got somebody like Melody Hobson who's involved themselves with Meghan and Harry as well. Melody Hobson is not going to sit on a panel and have a discussion with somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. You feel me? Okay, she's not. She doesn't need to. Melody Hobson does not need that type of spotlight. She doesn't need, that type of shine. All right. So that was a good look. Moving on. We're getting to the end. We are getting to the end. On the same day, Prince Harry, he participated in a joint critical dialogue discussion entitled The Internet Lie on Rewired. Okay. Harry was in a conversation with Rashid Robertson and others, having a compelling discussion about what lies on the internet due to our communities, democracies, societies, and ourselves. Prince Harry stated the term Mexit is a sexist term. Well, you know what? He was right. He was right. Mexit is a sexist term. Okay. Mexit is basically saying that it was Meghan's idea and her idea only to leave the royal family. Like Prince Harry had no say so in it. Okay. Mexit makes it appear that, Meghan is controlling, that she's a narcissist, and she's the cause of why Prince Harry is in conflict with his family. She's the cause of Prince Harry leaving his family. She's the sole cause of Prince Harry not wanting to be a working royal. It implies and insinuates that she wears the pants in that relationship. Right? Mexit. Right? Megxit. Is it Megxit? Yeah, Megxit. I mean, he's right. It's a sexist term. Prince Harry has stated over and over and over again why he left the royal family before Prince Harry even met Meghan. He said with his whole chest that he had a talk with his grandmother that he wanted to leave the royal family, and she talked him out of it. Okay. But he stated way before he met Meghan, he stated it a few times that he, was going to leave the royal family, that he didn't want to live that life. He's not about that life. Okay. So he's right. Megxit is a sexist term. All right. So I did catch Prince Harry in this conversation, the internet lie. I thought it was really, really good. And I learned a lot. And they're right. Like lies on the internet, they do have a negative effect on our communities, democracies, and societies. Look what happened in the United States, the insurrection, right? The big lie that the president, Joe Biden, won because he cheated, right? That all the votes are fraudulent. I mean, that lie has ripped this country apart. The United States of America's democracy is on the verge of ending right now as we speak. Okay? You got people who are crazed, who really honestly think that the presidential election was a fraud. And they do not believe that President Joe Biden won. Okay. So misinformation, disinformation, it can kill people. I mean, there were people that lost their lives on January 6th because of the insurrection. There are people that lost their lives. I mean, that is huge. And I don't understand for the life of me, how come people don't seem to be way more concerned about it than they are. It's like people are walking around in a fog and not taking what happened on January 6th serious enough for me. So Prince Harry, I mean, he's got his finger on the trigger. Misinformation, disinformation is dangerous. It's dangerous to our communities. It's dangerous to our democracies. It's dangerous to our societies. It's dangerous to ourselves. All right. Moving on. Next highlight, Veterans Day. What happened on Veterans Day? Okay. What happened? Prince Harry and Meghan, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they attended the Salute to Freedom Gala. Okay. Aboard the historic USS Intrepid aircraft carrier in New York City. Right? Who can forget? I mean, they stunted, right? Didn't they stunt? They stunted. Harry in his Armani suit and Meghan in that beautiful, stunning, glamorous red dress, right? The Duke, he awarded valiant members of the military community who are living with wounds of war. Right? I mean, they stunted. They really, really did. I mean, it was just awesome to see Prince Harry here on these American shores, being involved in veterans affairs. I mean, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. It's like, one thing about the veteran community, we are going to back each other up. Okay. It's for us, it's not political. It shouldn't be political. Okay. But for the most part, military community veterans are going to have each other's back. And that seems to be happening with Prince Harry. Prince Harry has a lot of respect in the military community here. He has a lot of respect with veterans. Okay. So it was just awesome to see him and Meghan stunting. It was awesome to see him mingling with his fellow military veterans here in the United States. And again, like I said, he has a lot of respect in the military community. He would not have been appointed to give out these awards, right, if the military community did not want him to do so. Okay. It wouldn't have happened. It just wouldn't have happened. So that was a good look to see Prince Harry and Meghan attend the Salute to Freedom Gala. Like I said, they stunted. Prince Harry looked awesome in his Armani suit. Meghan was glamorous and stunning in her red dress. She looked great. She stood out. I mean, she was just, what's another word? She I don't want to say god. Well, she looked like a goddess, basically, right? She looked awesome. And what was great was Meghan knew, right? I mean, like, she knew that that the news was going to come out about Knopf, right? Releasing those emails and those text messages, right? Trying to lynch her in court. Okay. She knew that news was going to hit. Okay. But she didn't care. She said, you know what? She was like, you're not going to steal my joy. Oh, no, you're not going to steal my joy. I'm going to continue to me, right? I'm going to continue to do me. I'm going to hold my head up high. I'm going to wear the stunning red bold dress to let you know I'm still here and I'm still standing and I'm not going nowhere and I'm still going to win this court case. Right? All right. So after that occasion, Harry and Meghan, another highlight, they also visited the joint base McGuire, Dix, Lakehurst in New Jersey, where they met and spoke with service members and they had lunch with military families. I mean, it was awesome to see that happen. Okay. And Harry and Meghan, they specifically asked to spend time with school-age kids who are a part of the over 10,000 Afghan refugees known as guests living at the Task Force Liberty Joint Base. So that was awesome to see them visit the Afghan kids who are Afghan refugees. And it was also told that during school, the kids sang the song Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes, right? And that song is Archie's favorite song. So that was awesome to hear that, right? And I think they actually sang that song with the school kids. So that was awesome. That was awesome. All right, what's going on in the chat? Because we are coming close to an end. I know you guys are getting tired. I mean, if you're living on the East Coast, because Santa Claus is coming to town, right? Santa Claus is coming to town. So we're coming close to an end. We've highlighted, I think, a lot. I'm pretty sure there's some highlights that I've left out. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to focus on the really good stuff, and then we'll talk about some of the drama crap that happened during this year. But we're not going to talk about it a lot because I really wanted to focus on the really good stuff that Meghan and Harry has done this year, because it's a lot, right? And when you take the noise out, you're just like, wow, these guys are really literally doing nothing but good, right? They're really doing nothing but good, trying to provide services to those that are less fortunate. Right? When you take out all of the noise. All right. So what do you think is the biggest highlight of this year? Besides, of course you could say Lilibet's birth, right? That's one big highlight. That's a huge highlight, right? Especially after what Meghan went through. That's a huge highlight. But what's another huge highlight that it's so major that it's like a David Goliath type of, highlight? Of course, Meghan winning the Mail on Sunday appeal court case, right? I mean, that's a huge highlight. That is so huge. It's probably the biggest one. Okay. If you rewind it back in February, okay, she won the first court case. Okay. She won that. She won the privacy lawsuit and she won the copyright lawsuit against the Mail on Sunday. Okay. But of course, they appealed it and she won the appeal. She won the appeal despite being backstabbed and lynched at the knees in court by Williams' right hand man, Jason Knopf, who presented evidence to the court that was against Meghan. Right? She still won. And we all knew she was going to win. Right? So the judges told the Mail on Sunday that your case is trash. Judge Warby, he made the right decision. Mail on Sunday, you don't even have a defense. And you don't even seem clear in regarding to know what your defense is. The three judges agreed that the letter's content was personal, it was private, and not matters of legitimate public interest. Okay. And like I said before, back in February, the High Court had ruled against the newspaper group on the issues of privacy and copyright, saying that the issues in the case were so clear cut that there was no need for a full trial. Okay. Everybody remember Meghan's epic statement? Remember that? Her epic statement. I mean, that was a highlight, right? I mean, she called the owner of the Mail on Sunday out. She called his ass out. Now, let me see if I can find Meghan's statement. I had it pulled up and I don't know what the heck I did with it. Let's see if I can hurry up and find it real quick. But she called the owner of the Mail on Sunday out. Okay. And she called the Mail on Sunday basically a daily fail. Right. I mean, the Success Squad got that. The Success Squad got those clues like right away. And and that's what I love about Meghan. She is going to stand up for herself. She is going to stand up for the less fortunate. She is going to stand up for women. She is going to stand up for people's rights. She is going to stand up and fight social injustice. And what she did was she stood up for social injustice in regards to herself. But this is part of what Meghan said. Today, the courts ruled in my favor again. Okay. She says, today, the courts ruled in my favor again, cementing that the Mail on Sunday, owned by Lord Jonathan Rothermere, has broken the law. The courts have held the defendant to account, and my hope is that we all begin to do the same. Because as far removed as it may seem from your personal life, it's not. Tomorrow, it could be you. These harmful practices don't happen once in a blue moon. They are a daily fail that defied us, and we all deserve better. Hand clap. Hand clap. Okay. I think that might be one of the, is that the best highlight? Would you say that is the best highlight of 2001? Is Meghan winning 2 times against the Mail on Sunday, the Associated Newspapers? That, and then of course the birth of baby Lily, right? Those two. The appearance, the red dress appearance, that was a highlight. Oh, the bench, that's a highlight. Her releasing the bench and hitting number 1 on the New York sellers list. That's a major highlight, I would definitely say. Of course, the Oprah Winfrey interview, that's a major highlight, right? But there is just something about Meghan winning her lawsuit against the Associated Newspapers twice. I mean, she did it twice. And these newspapers gun for her every day. Like every day they gun for her show. Okay, not her show. They gun for her throat. I was reading in the chat, but they gun for her throat. Every day they're coming at her. Every single day. But it doesn't matter because she wins in court anyway. Okay. I'm waiting for the full page apology because sooner or later they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to do it. Okay. Yeah, they may appeal to the Supreme Court. However, the Supreme Court has to accept it as a case. They have to agree that they want to hear the case. You know, the Supreme Court may not want to hear the case. Man, if that happens, that will be epic. Okay, that will be epic. If the mail on Sunday, okay, appeals the case to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court looks at it and says, you know what? No, we don't want to hear this case. I mean, that would be epic as well. Okay. Now, some other highlights that I want to talk about real quick, and this is drama highlights, right? This is just drama. But how about when the Sun wrote the article about Meghan's name change on Archie's birth certificate, right? And they basically said that Meghan did it. First, they changed their story, right? First, they said that Meghan changed the name as a slight at Kate, right? And then they got scared and they said that Meghan changed the name because it was she was paying homage to Princess Diana. Okay, remember that? And then Meghan clapped back via her spokesperson. Okay, clapped back and said it was all a lie. And she called those royal rodents carnival of so-called experts. I mean, that was epic right there. Okay, that's an epic highlight. Carnival of so-called experts. I mean, that just made my day. It made my day. It made my week. It made my month. Okay, and that's why those tabloids, that's one of the reasons why those tabloids gun for her so much, because she's not scared. She's just not. Meghan gonna say what she gonna say, okay? And she gonna clap back. And the thing about it is you don't mess with people's children. You just don't, right? You leave people's children alone. And my thing is like, who in the hell is checking for Archie's birth certificate? Right? It's like, how did that story even drop? Right? How did the name change even come on the Sun's radar? Right? I mean, they just look for anything in regards to Meghan or Prince Harry. But I think we covered basically everything. And it's a lot. I'm pretty sure there's some things that we may have left out. Oh, yeah, that's right. Prince Harry, he did say pirates with press cards. That was funny. But I mean, we covered a lot, folks. We covered a lot, you know. I'm pretty sure there's other stuff that we can cover. But, you know, I basically wanted to highlight like the biggest stuff. The real big stuff, you know, the stuff that got a lot of coverage. You know, and you know, when you sit back and you look on it, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess, they really had an awesome year. I mean, when you really look back on it, they had a very awesome, productive year. And I look forward to whatever else they do in 2022. I really hope and pray that Prince Harry are at a place in their lives where they can breathe, right? And let their shoulders down a little bit, because they have accomplished so much. I mean, they really have. I mean, they are running circles, literally circles around that family across the pond. I mean, when you think about it, they really, really are. All right. We are coming to an end to this podcast. We still have 300 people, over 300 people in the chat. I mean, that is awesome. It really, really is. I hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Success Talk with Special K Thoughts. It felt good going back down memory lane. It really, really did. Yes, they can exhale. I hope they do. I hope they are, is what I'm saying. I hope they are exhaling a lot. They really did. They did so much in a short period of time. They really, really have. They did a lot in a short period of time. Look at what all they've accomplished. And they're just building and building and building. Right? So, again, we're coming to an end to this podcast. I hope everybody has a very blessed Merry Christmas tomorrow. I'm pretty sure there are in some countries it's Christmas already. I know in the UK it's Christmas already. So Merry Christmas to everybody in the United Kingdom. Merry Christmas to everybody all across the world and the globe. Merry Christmas to all of my squatties, to all of our squatties. We are an awesome group. We are a very diverse group. I had fun. I had fun going back down memory lane this year in review, highlighting the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, highlighting what they've accomplished. And like I said, when you really keep the noise out, you're just like, damn, these two have done a lot. They have done a lot. All right. So we're going to end this podcast. I appreciate everybody for listening. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed. Hit the like button, please. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcast. So please follow us on there. The Spotify and Apple Podcasts, they are podcasts. We don't do anything live on those platforms. Follow us on Twitter. Twitter is drama sometimes, but I love being on Twitter. We're on Instagram as well. So we're going to end this podcast with a famous Special K Thoughts quote. I actually came up with this on my own. Before I say it, good night, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. And I love you. I love you all. So here we go. Take a drink. All right, squatties. Wear the SS on your chest because you know we are the best. Merry Christmas, Success Squad. I'll see you guys soon.